Well, for me, it was mainly because I'm kind of going down the analysis route of psychology. And a lot of the places I'm applying for, they require business experience, but also a knowledge of project management, which is, and I suppose general commercial management as well, which were two key elements of the placement.
I wanted to get into planning. I did a few modules on that in my geography degree. So part of this internship, we've spent a week in the planning and design section.
It's been split. So the first 2 weeks was sort of site management and then engineering. But I think the first week was mainly site management with a small part of engineering. The second week was a bit more engineering with slightly less site management. And also sort of interlaced with that was a bit of project management as well, because it was observing how the site management and planning teams sort of manage their contractors, I guess. So that was a little bit mixed in with that. Last week I did commercial management. This week planning design, and then Will was slightly different the last couple of weeks, weren't you?
Yeah, I did the planning and design last week, and now I'm on the commercial management this week.
We've both had similar experiences, obviously doing different things, but for, I'd say, commercial management, it's mainly been based around effectively managing the various subcontractors which VINCI employs. But obviously, because we don't have the specific training in that, a lot of it's sort of been shadowing the quantity surveyor, shadowing in meetings as well with subcontractors, so the management side of that, as well as, I guess, actually double checking the quantities and making sure that the right things are being ordered at the right times, sort of thing.
Yeah, so that was the commercial side that I'm doing this week. And the week before, when I did the planning and design, a lot of that was going through meetings. There's been quite a few changes to the building plan. So it's all about how you get over a certain challenge that's come up due to the changes, plan around it, and change the design, basically.
This week, when I've been doing planning design, one of the big things that they were sort of looking into was tile colours. It might not sound that exciting, but obviously, if it doesn't quite match with the colour scheme of the building, then it would stand out. So sort of going over that and making sure that they're happy with everything. That's just one example, I guess.
So we normally get in at 8 o'clock in the morning. We normally check the emails or finish off what we were doing the day before. And then the member of the team that we're working with gives us a new task for the day. So yesterday I was measuring the areas for all the different landscaping types outside the building, just so we can check like the pricing's right, the amount of everything that's been ordered is right, and we can pass that on to the subcontractor, then basically get to work.
Yeah, I suppose for me yesterday, I was in two meetings. So one was to do with the external work, the building, and when work was going to start on the retaining wall, and a few other aspects. The other meeting was more sort of the internals and how that would all match up, and if there were any changes and problems that were faced and how they could overcome that. As well as I mentioned about the tiles, that was actually yesterday. So it was involved going on site. It was checking on the subcontractors that they were appropriate, and then sort of feeding that back to the people who are actually going to lay the tiles. So it's a fairly busy day yesterday for both of us.
I think the main thing that surprised me is not necessarily to do with the job, but to do with the actual construction industry and how many like different sections there are to it. So I think I was a bit naive seen as the planning, and then you build it basically. I didn't think about you've got all the pricing, you've got to make sure everything's going on schedule, everything like that.
Yes, I suppose in a similar sense to what I expected there to be lots of different sectors and different things going on, but I didn't expect there to be as many divisions as there are, which have to obviously sort of all coordinate and make sure they're working together. But I suppose in relation to the catalyst build, in terms of, I suppose, what surprised me, well, first of all, just how fast it's been all put together since we've been on site, but also how well coordinated inside it is, and all the various safety features that are there, and all the designated walkways, which we've both had a hand in sort of designing and making sure that they all matched up and we're safe.
I think just seeing how far it's come since we started. We've only been here a month, but it's changed a lot since we first came in the building. And then I think I particularly enjoyed the engineering side, which I didn't think would be my thing initially.
Yeah, again, similar things to World in that sense. I mean, there's been quite a lot that we've done, so it's kind of hard to I've enjoyed it all really, just getting a general feel for what it's not only what construction's like, but also how businesses in general run, and the sorts of things I can expect when I go into the workplace full time, which is sort of it's an invaluable experience really.
I'd say definitely do one. I think especially at the moment, because there's so many graduates that are looking for jobs. I think the placement or internship will makes you stand out on the CV basically. I think it's a really good experience.
Yeah, I think Will's pretty much covered it there, but I'd also say that even if the placement opportunity doesn't seem like it's perhaps within your area of, the area that you want to go into, don't write it off straight away. Actually do a bit more research and find out if it is applicable to what you want to do and if it will actually help you to achieve your end goals, as it were. Because surprisingly, sometimes even the things that don't seem like it will be of any use at all, it's actually very useful, and it can be tailored, like I say, as part of your CV to show you've got valuable experience within a particular sector.
I think it's just a good experience, and you should just go for it, basically.
Yeah, it's important that if people are a bit unsure or nervous, it's just important to try and push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone. Because if you do take some risks, then you can reap, great rewards.